A woman posts a video crying about how men are trash while wearing a shirt that says men are wallets. Another woman complains she can't find a good man while her bio says, if you're under 6 feet 2 inches, don't even try. A third woman makes a TikTok about feeling unsafe, filmed at 2 AM outside a nightclub in an outfit that's basically underwear. The delusion isn't just real. It's reached levels of absurdity that would be comedy if it wasn't destroying actual relationships. Let me break down the mass psychosis happening right now, because someone needs to say what everyone's thinking. The entitlement and victim mentality combo is everywhere. I saw a video yesterday. Woman crying because her ex stopped paying her rent. She dated him for 3 months, moved into an apartment he was paying for, dumped him for someone else, and now she's homeless. But according to her, men ain't shit, because he won't keep paying for an ex-girlfriend's housing. The comments? Queen, you deserve better. The delusion is that using someone financially is empowerment, but facing consequences is oppression. Here's a pattern I see constantly in my practice. Someone will describe a situation where they made every bad choice possible, ignored every red flag, dismissed all advice, and then when it implodes, it's everyone else's fault. A client's ex spent 5 years with a man who told her day one he never wanted marriage. She thought she'd change his mind. When he left, she posted about how men waste women's time. No accountability, just victimhood. The attention addiction mixed with contradictory expectations is fascinating psychologically. The same person posts thirst traps daily, then complains about creepy DMs. They wear revealing outfits to the gym, then make videos about being sexualized while just trying to work out. They literally monetize male attention on Instagram while simultaneously condemning men for providing it. You can't sell water, then shame people for being thirsty. I watched this play out in real time at a coffee shop. Woman in workout clothes that left nothing to imagination positioned herself in the busiest area, doing stretches that belonged in a yoga studio. Guy glances over, she loudly says, "Ugh, why can't women exist without being stared at?" She wanted the attention, but also wanted to be offended by it. It's performative victimhood. The hypocrisy around safety versus exposure needs addressing. Someone genuinely concerned about safety doesn't walk alone at 3 AM live streaming for attention. Someone who feels unsafe doesn't post their location in real time to thousands of strangers. The I feel unsafe narrative often comes from people actively putting themselves in unsafe situations for content or validation. The idolizing of extreme promiscuity while expecting traditional treatment is peak delusion. A woman brags about her body count being over 100, posts about it proudly, sells it as sex positivity. Then she wonders why men don't want to commit to her. She wants to be celebrated for behavior that signals she's not relationship material, then gets upset when she's not treated as relationship material. You can't have it both ways. Here's what's wild. The same people who shame men for having standards will have the most ridiculous requirements. He must be 6 feet tall, make 6 figures, have a perfect body, be emotionally available but not needy, traditional but feminist, aggressive but gentle. Meanwhile, what do they bring? I exist, that should be enough. The entitlement is staggering.
You ever notice how every modern woman claims she's a queen, but somehow every queen is fighting the same 5 guys? Welcome to the golden age of delusion, where reality checks bounce and self-awareness is on permanent vacation. We live in an era where women honestly think that posting a selfie with a Starbucks cup is character development. They'll tell you, "I'm the table." Really, because last time I checked, tables don't demand free dinners, constant attention, and a man who earns 6 figures while they bring vibes and entitlement. The modern dating market is wild. It's not about connection anymore. It's about who can flex harder on Instagram and who can pretend to care less in person. Go on any dating app right now. Every profile's a copy-paste personality template. Love traveling, foodie, no hookups, looking for something real. Translation: 6 free vacations, wants your attention, and will ghost you faster than an Uber driver after a 4-star rating. They've turned dating into auditioning. Not for relationships, but for sponsorships. It's no longer find love. It's find funding. And they'll tell you, "Oh, I don't date broke men." Meanwhile, They've never said, "I don't be broke women." Expecting basic reciprocity is now misogyny. You ask, "What do you bring to the table?" And she says, "I am the table." Yeah, a folding one. Shaky, collapsible, and only used when convenient. These women want the emotional intimacy of a boyfriend, the financial benefits of a husband, and the freedom of a single woman, all at once. Commit to her? Nah, she's too busy flirting with validation on social media. Every post has the same script. An inspirational caption about self-love, paired with a selfie that screams, "Please notice me." It's empowerment until the likes stop rolling in. But here's the kicker. Attention has become currency. Modern women don't want love. They want engagement metrics. If she leaves you, don't worry. She'll post a quote about outgrowing what doesn't serve her before finding someone taller within 48 hours. Her coping mechanisms, not introspection. It's a soft launch of the next situationship. The new religion is attention. They pray to the algorithm more than to God. Every story, every selfie, every first trap is a sermon of self-importance. And the congregation, simping men, lined up in the comments like altar boys, throwing digital offerings of fire emojis and desperate DMs. Modern women say they want a real man. Translation: a man who acts like a father they don't listen to, but pay their rent. They say, "I want a strong man who can handle me." Handle you? You're not a personality. You're a full-time job with no benefits and unlimited emotional overtime. They reject average guys because they deserve the best, not realizing that the top 1% of men don't want them. They want options. You can be 30 with a roster of red flags and think you are competing with 22-year-olds who still believe in romance. Men have options now. Passport bros, gym rats, remote workers. They've seen behind the curtain. The illusion's over. And so, the dating market's collapsing under its own hypocrisy. The same woman who says, "I don't need a man," immediately posts, "Where are all the good men?" Newsflash, they left. They stopped playing a rigged game. They are done providing loyalty to people who treat it like a luxury option. You'll hear women say, "Men are so intimidated by confident women." Nah, men aren't intimidated. They are uninterested. There's a difference between confidence and entitlement. And social media's been mixing them up since 2015. Acting like you are better than everyone isn't empowerment. It's delusion. They'll clown men for being broke while maxing out their afterpay on brunches and lip filters. They'll want a house but don't know how to maintain a home. They'll want a leader but refuse to follow logic. And when it falls apart, they blame toxic masculinity. No, it's not toxic masculinity. It's reality resistance. Relationships used to be partnerships. Now, they are performances. Everyone's pretending to be something they are not. She'll post a romantic TikTok montage with captions like, "My forever person," only to delete it 3 weeks later and post, "This year is all about me." No, it's about recycling trauma for clout. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Modern women have confused empowerment with entitlement and hypergamy with happiness. You can't build something real when you think the next best thing is always one swipe away. Dating apps didn't ruin love. They just exposed who never wanted it in the first place. So what's left? A bunch of lonely people pretending they are thriving. She'll post a quote about self-worth, but deep down, she's haunted by the fact no one's chasing her anymore. The validation economy is crashing, and the market correction is brutal. Beauty ages, filters fade, but accountability never goes out of style. Ladies, you can't demand kins if you believe in jesters. You can't scream all men are trash and then cry because no man wants to take out your emotional garbage. You can't raise your standards and lower your value at the same time. At the end of the day, the hardest pill for women to swallow isn't about men. It's about themselves. You built a world chasing validation instead of love, status instead of substance. And when it doesn't work out, it's easier to blame men than to face the mirror. But here's a reminder. Filters can blur your face, not your flaws. Modern dating's no longer about love, trust, or commitment. It's about clout, options, and competition. You can keep playing the game, sure, but don't cry when the scoreboard's not in your favour. Because in the end, every queen who thinks she's above everyone else eventually realises there's no throne for delusion, only a mirror. So before you call men toxic again, maybe ask yourself why the only guys who want you are the ones you complain about online. Modern women don't need men. They need mirrors. And that's the real truth. So here we are, a dating market full of independent queens secretly refreshing their DMs, wondering why the men they actually want aren't lining up anymore. You can scream, men are the problem, all day, but sooner or later, that mirror is going to answer back. If this stun, that's your wake-up call, not hate speech. If you are a guy who's done playing therapist, wallet, and backup plan, do something about it. Hit like, so this gets pushed in front of more people who need the slap. Smash subscribe, so you don't miss the next reality check. And drop a comment with your worst modern dating story. The more they get mad, the more the truth spreads. And to the ones already typing angry paragraphs, relax. You can unsubscribe from the channel, but you can't unsubscribe from reality. See you in the next one.